I don't really follow skateboarding super closely, but there is one person in the skateboard space that I'm pretty sure everybody will know. That person is the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Hawk. You probably don't even need to know what a skateboard is to know who Tony Hawk is. Tony Hawk came out with this one iconic skateboard many years ago, and I want to recreate it as a fingerboard. This is the board I'm talking about. I don't even know why, but I feel like having a miniature replica of that board as a fingerboard would just be so cool. So let's make a fingerboard. If you're new to making a fingerboard, this is called veneer. You can find this stuff at a lot of wood shops and hobby shops, and it's basically just super thin wood. I have a few different pieces here, and this is what we're going to use to create the board. Breaking the veneer is like the most satisfying part of making your board. We have 3 pieces cut out so far, and we need 2 more to go in the middle. If you look at the grain of the wood, you can see that all the pieces are facing that way. Cutting the next piece of veneer, we're gonna want the grain facing that way. Whenever you're done putting glue on the 4th piece, you don't put any glue on the 5th and you just place it on. The board that I'm replicating doesn't have a modern skateboard shape, so the mold that I have is not gonna work. This is the mold I always use, but you can see that the shape isn't what we want. This is an old school fingerboard mold I made a while ago, and this is gonna be perfect. This mold isn't able to just like clamp all by itself, so we need to put it in the vise. This glue takes about 3 to 4 hours to fully dry, and in that time, we should probably make a graphic. So this is what I want on the fingerboard, but this is on my phone and not on a fingerboard. I got this board into the app called Procreate, and we need to change a couple things. I'm just gonna select the white parts on the side and remove that. Now we have just the board that we're able to move around. Because I don't know exactly how big the board is gonna be, I think I'm just gonna duplicate this a bunch of times and make it a bunch of different sizes. I made a few different sizes on here, and I know we're probably not going to use the biggest one or the smallest one, but you never know. So let's print this off and come back in a few hours once the glue on this fingerboard is dry. The shape that this board has is so good. So the board is fully sanded, so now we get to put the graphic onto the board. I'm gonna do a pretty simple method to get the graphic on the board, and that is just gonna be some school glue. My bad, extreme school glue. Can someone please explain what the difference of these even are? These look, feel, and taste exactly the same. I'm gonna use the studio light to shine through the graphic so we can position it exactly even on the board. This is actually starting to look so cool. This board is so good. I made some pretty clean boards in the past, but this might top it for the cleanest one. Looking at the board, it's pretty obvious it doesn't have any sort of finish on it, so let's finish the board by putting some finish on. The clear coat on this setup looks so much better. Let's set this board up. This might actually be my favorite fingerboard I have ever made. If Tony Hawk happens to watch this video, I would love to personally deliver this to him as a gift. Dude, I actually love how this board turned out. That is it for recreating a Tony Hawk skateboard as a fingerboard.